matchup between the Sudden Otters and Paradox. I'm Elise Randolph, joined by Brett Thomas. We got the match coming to you real soon. Looks like everyone came in at a pretty good range, but it's an acute angle, so they're actually much closer to each other than they want to be. The Slasher is right on the beacon at 0. He's actually out of harm's way for now and quite far from the rest of the team. So we'll see what happens between these two guys. Brett, why don't you run us through what the Sudden Otters have, or rather what the Paradox have, and what their game plan is going to be as this match is starting.
Okay, well, the game plan looks to be as all the teams are just kind of gently aligning towards each other, spreading out and just pulsing. The Sudden Otters looks like it wants to get that Armageddon in first, as its prophecy is starting to take damage from the Kane and the Thrasher. The Sudden Otters team are kind of bending backwards. They're bending away now. They don't want to get close. They want to stick their rock in front, have that start to take some of the damage, and just let the other team come to them.
Yep, you can see the Paradox are using their Geddon newts onto the Sudden Otters Osprey, piloted by Nika Noiser. It is too far away, so that it's not doing too much cap pressure, if anything. And we did see K-Sig Cook run all the way back from the beacon to his team in the Slasher. He was going for a different play just in case the Sudden Otters came in at 0. He wanted to get an initial scram on that rogue, but they came in at 50.
So this
And we actually do see Paradox with infiltrators. They're going for damage drones instead of rep drones. There's Praetors as well. They're going all EM damage. Also, Curators dropped with this Geddon. This should be pretty interesting to see what's going down. They're going for this... Actually, I don't know what they're... It looks like they're going for the Hurricane with their drones?
Yeah, the Hurricane's just sitting at 101 kilometers. It's just sitting very far back and trying to use that RT to shoot either the Slasher or the Prophecy. It seems to be alternating between the two and try and stay out of range.
All right, K-Sig Cook is rushing in towards Sudden Otter's Roke right now, trying to pin it down. It looks like he got in unmolested, and that Roke is scrammed and webbed right now. The Roke is in a pretty okay position right next to the Prophecy. It looks like he'll be able to apply some damage to it. But that Slasher has him pinned down for now, so now we have to see if they can get this Slasher off. Because it is going to be pivotal for it, because if this Geddon gets to apply all of its newts to the Roke, Sudden Otters are in for a really bad time.
It seems like the Geddon is bending for the Kane at the moment. It's just trying to dive into the back line and get that Kane held down and stop it from doing all the damage.
It's a really interesting decision. I don't know why they're not just putting all the newts on this Roke and just letting it get capped dry and capped dead. If they get this, if Paradox can just neutralize this Rogue, they're going to easily win this match. Instead, they've got their newts spread between the Osprey and the Hurricane, neither of which are tackled right now. So I'm not really sure what is going to happen here. I mean, this Osprey cannot get too close to this Rogue right now, but the Rogue's not in any trouble. And K-Sig's Slasher goes down instantly. He gets volleyed by this Hurricane. Amazing job. The Sudden Otters just blap through this Slasher, denying the shield Logi, but now they're losing their Osprey for it.
Yeah, the Osprey is just taking damage from these infiltrators that are sitting on it. It's getting shot by the Prophecy and the Algos, and it's just kind of slowly dripping down its shield and having to boost to stay alive. It's not under the pressure of dying until it runs out of cap booster charges in this ancillary, and it looks like that's going to happen very soon.
Yeah, very soon, and their Paradox are not going to lose that much for it. They're going to get this Osprey and only lose a little bit of their Prophecy. This is an incredible trade for Paradox, taking down the league champions right now, potentially, if they can get this Osprey down. And this Rogue is being nosed a little bit. He's not getting neuted. He's not under too much cap pressure, and he's got free reign right now with no Slasher from the Paradox. But he's having a hard time trying to apply everything. The Paradox Augur is just completely unmolested, sitting in the back lines. Nika Noiser's Osprey is on his last boost of ancillary charges, so he's going to go down pretty quickly here if they can't clear off some of this damage. They've been trying to kill some drones, which is why it looks like damage has been going down, but they're not killing drones fast enough.
And this Osprey dips into structure as it finally goes down. But you can
huge
notice
turning point for Paradox. They lost their Slasher, but now Sudden Otters do not have an Osprey. They have no Logi. And these dudes from the Geddon are wreaking havoc all over the place.
Yeah, if you notice, the Rogue hasn't been micro warp driving at the moment. It just doesn't look like it has the enough cap to micro warp drive and shoot. So it's just sitting at 20 away from this prophecy and trying to do damage. And we've just seen the Thrasher get completely dropped off the field. Now finally, shield reps are not there for it anymore.
Yeah, Paradox completely zonked that Thrasher, though the Thrasher did get its job done while killing the Thrasher, or the Slasher. But now you can see Paradox are going for that Hurricane, trying to get Lynx off the field. Good target. The Hurricane is completely neutered out. It cannot micro drive. It can't do anything. This Rogue is having such a hard time applying its damage. It's been shooting its Prophecy this whole time, but the Augur is completely unmolested. Hasn't been shot once. Has full shield, able to keep this Prophecy alive just fine. And the Sun Otters are about to lose their Hurricane. This is a huge upset from the standings.
The Hurricane finally out of self-rep. It's not got any ancillary anymore. It's just dropping into low structure, and it's finally down. That leaves the Armageddon to finally drop all of its newts on this Rogue. Instead of alternating it between anyone who's left there, it just drops everything on the Rogue and says, you're going to have a bad day. No more
Yeah,
for you.
this Rogue is gonna have a very bad time. It's still working on this Prophecy. The Prophecy is getting quite low, just getting pounded into this by this Hurricane, or by this Rogue. But you guys can watch on your screen. You can see the attack bar going lower and lower for the Sudden Otters. As he becomes Capture, he's gonna have a hard time keeping his guns active. Lord Colin is probably a good pilot, so he knows how to stagger his guns through the newts. But just watch that attack bar slowly drop. And right now, it's just Paradox just have to do keep away right now.
But there's Prophecies now dripping into structure. It's just in the lowest part of its armor that it can. The Augur is just trying as hard as it can to keep rep. All 5 of its small reps not doing that much. It's got light armament maintenance bots, but it's still just dropping lower and lower. This Rogue is just hitting it at the edge of its range, getting the last scraping shots before this Prophecy escapes.
Yeah, and soon this Rogue is going to be captured though, so it's kind of a race against the clock if they can just regain a little bit of something here. But this Rogue is not lasting that long at all. His shields are almost down. As soon as he hits armor, he's going to melt. It's interesting, we generally see rep bots coming from both sides here, but Paradox went with all damage drones. That swarm of drones was so good. This is the second time we've seen damage drones being used today. First by the MAGA team with their Dominic's team. Not that surprising to see drones used. But with this Prophecy and Geddon team, really expected some rep bots, but maybe throwing Sun Otters a bit of a curveball. And these drones are just doing so much work. This Prophecy now, this Rogue is captured to the point where he lost the grapple. He couldn't even use the capacitor to grapple this Prophecy, and he managed to run. So he's not taking any damage anymore. Great piloting by this Paradox Prophecy, and good decision making by this Paradox Armageddon, piloted by their captain LL Anum. He knew exactly what to do and with his newts and where to put them through the match. Getting that Osprey capture, getting that Hurricane capture, and then just finally at the end focusing it right on the Rogue, to the point where this Rogue can't do anything anymore.
It's finally out of ancil charges. It's dropping into armor. And looks like that's going to be the end of it.
Yeah, Sun Otters in a huge upset here. They're losing. At least they managed to save off a Paradox domination victory by blapping that Slasher. But you know what? That Slasher played his role just right. He lived just long enough and bought his Paradox team just enough time. And I was kind of questioning this Gen's decision making of just running past the Rogue and going for the Osprey and Hurricane. But you know what? It paid off perfectly well. And boom goes Lord Colin's Rogue. Sudden Otters are down. Paradox taking a very convincing win here. I'm impressed.
Yeah, you've got to give them props for the work they did. They knew how to fly this Armageddon, get it in the right spot, and won the entire match for them. And on that beautiful explosion of the Rogue, we'll pass it back to the studio.